Are you tired of leveling with Flame Wall? Did you try to make Chain Lightning work but it never felt quite as good as you wished it did? Well, I have the answers to all of your lightning based problems. This leveling and build guide will tell you everything you need to know ahead of and beyond the 1.1.1 patch in Season 1 for Chain Lightning Sorc. Spoiler alert, it's overpowered even without the buffs. And as this is a guide, I'd really appreciate you having this video going on in the background to help me out with that YouTube algorithm while looking at the max roll links found in the description below. Let's get into it. First off, use a staff. Trust me. And for leveling, you'll want to prioritize mana gain and crackling energy creation as they go hand in hand when you get the invigorating conduit passive. Crackling energy also does great work against trash mobs and shores up the weakness of Chain Lightning in the early game, which is its area of effect. Level 5 Spark is incredibly useful as its enchantment effect scales with its level, and you'll be using that as your first enchantment slot to create a ton of crackling energy. It also does a ton of damage for a basic skill. It's kind of overtuned. You'll use Spark's crackling energy creation passive until level 30, then you'll switch to its crit stacking passive and you'll see a huge difference. Once you get Chain Lightning as your second enchantment, the build just explodes. And this build is one of the tankiest ones you can play right now, especially after the upcoming buffs to damage reduction in the Paragon board and the Veer's Mastery key passive, which we'll be using. It wouldn't be a leveling guide if you needed drop only aspects, and this build doesn't need any to be strong. Pick these aspects up whenever you'd like, if you don't already have them. I like to try and grab them right before I head into the Temple of Rot to be as powerful as possible before heading in there. And it served me well as I was able to do faster than 2-minute Temple of Rot runs, which is just disgusting. And here is arguably the fastest power leveling route in the game currently, which is level 1 to 4, you'll want to do the event northwest of Kyovashad. Level 4 to 15, you'll want to do Hoarfrost Demise, that's northeast of Bear Tribe Refuge. Level 15 to 16, you'll want to do the enchantment quest and complete the Lost Archives dungeon. Level 16 to 23, you'll want to do Onyx Watchtower Stronghold. Level 23 to 25, you'll want to grab all the aspects from all the dungeons, and that should get you to around level 25 to 26. And from level 25 to level 40 plus, you'll want to do Temple of Rot runs, and make sure and grab that resplendent chest at the end so that your gear stays up to date. And whenever you get most of your gear to item level 500 plus, you're good to do the capstone dungeon, and I'd recommend Topaz for weapons and Ruby for armor for pre-level 50. The late game is where this build has endless potential, but I'll just explain the key mechanics behind it to make it a godlike build. You're going to be using the Omni Power Heart to boost the amount of Chain Lightning projectiles up a lot. You'll want a minimum of 135 max mana to really make this heart shine, even on a minimum roll. And this will consume all of your mana, which will proc the Chain Lightning enchantment every single cast. Once all of the mana regen and mana gain from the Paragon board is in the build as well, you'll be able to fill your entire mana pool back up to full after every cast as well. Alongside this, once all of the burning damage synergies are allocated, it'll be time to switch to Firebolt enchantment instead of Spark enchantment. Stats that are integral to the build definitely have to be lucky hit chance to gain resource and attack speed. The most important drop-only aspect to scale this build into the late game tank-wise is the Mage Lord's aspect. Everything else is pretty self-explanatory. And if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, or you just want to tell me how your day is going, feel free to sound off in the comments below. That's the video.